Peace, love, and light to you all. I'm back. You already know who it is. Nititi Janae. Back at it with another one. Come on into the room, everybody. Come on in. Come on in. Got my water. It is definitely fine up in here. Come on, y'all. Come on in. Come on into the room. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. This video was long overdue. Got my incense burner. Put it over here. All right, y'all. All right, we have a topic of discussion. Hey, everybody. Peace, 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 D. Peace, everybody coming in. Come on in. How is everybody doing? How are you doing today? How are you feeling today? Oh, my gosh, y'all. Y'all know I always love coming on here, feeling y'all energy, feeling y'all radiant energy. Come on in, guys. Come on in. Come on in. So, we got a topic of discussion. It's basically, what I'm going to be talking about today is my experiences with all the Clairs, okay? All the Clair things you could ever think about the Clairs, okay? The Clair powers, the Clair psychic abilities. When I'm talking about Clairaudience, Clairsentience, Clairvoyance, and the two other ones that I actually tapped in knowing that I had them, but I didn't know that they even existed, which was Clairgustance and Clairalience. Which is, and I'll get into all these things, all these psychic abilities, all these mediumistic abilities, or just abilities that we have normally as humans, but just forgot that we had, or forgot that we can tap into it. And some people are really stronger in these abilities than others because of their genetics, their DNA, their practices. And I just wanted to come on and let you guys know my experiences. So before I get into any of this, experience, any of this information that I've downloaded and also just, researched on and learned within myself. Oh, coconuts dropping. First I had to realize and understand myself. But first I had to realize and understand my numerology, my astrology, okay? And I had to, when I understand myself and I researched on myself, peace, D, I realized that I am a master number 11. That is my life path number. And master number 11 is a master teacher number. And it's all about, karmatic lessons. It's going through the spiritual of things, the visual. I'm a powerful visionary, okay? And I had to come to realization of these things and research these things and understand that these abilities that I have, they're actually pretty normal. And I'm very sensitive to these things. So I have in my numerology, I have two master number 11s. I have it as my life path number, and I have it as my destiny/expression number. And you can get this information from, what I got this information from is, numerologist.com. You can type that in, type in your name and your information on numerologist.com, and it'll give you the basics. It'll give you your life path, your soul urge, and your destiny number. And I have two 11s in my name, so I can't even run from this life if I chose to. I gotta come on and share my experiences because I learned these things. And I'm made to be doing this. I'm made to be teaching these things. So here we are, just made to just express. I'm just here to express. The master number 11 is all about expression itself. It's all about expressing through each and every talent that we are possessed with arts, singing, dancing, writing, journaling. We find it more beautiful when we're doing these things and we're in our purpose. So anyway, and also my soul urge number is 7, which is the 7 is the number of spirituality. It's the number of luck. It's the number of miracles. It's the number of just higher spiritual knowledge. So when I combine this 7 with the 11, 7-11 or 11-7, I get me. I get my essence is to learn and see my karmatic lessons and learn spirituality so I can teach and grow within that. And this is what I'm here to do. Okay? So with all this being said and done, I have these abilities that I was born with. So let me let me go ahead and talk about my experiences, because a lot of us have these abilities as well. So I want to go ahead and comment in the comment box. Tell me about your experiences with these abilities as well, so we can get this dialogue going. You know what I'm saying? I love hearing about y'all experiences. I love this hearing the experience, so it sparks a light in me while I spark a light in you. So another thing, one more thing before getting into these notes. I'm going to say that I appreciate, and I'm deeply appreciative of this beautiful soul on YouTube called her name is Nikki Sutton, and she has a YouTube channel that I've learned from like about 2 years now. That's called Spiritual Awakening. So if you want to go ahead and raise your consciousness, your vibration with the knowledge of spirituality, and tapping into your awakening gifts, because when we start to awaken, we start to unlock these dormant DNA codes inside of us that taps us into a whole new power, into our own power, the internal source. So if you want to go ahead and learn about what these things, not just also expand your consciousness, but also learn about what the things that you've been going through, go ahead and look up Nikki Sutton on YouTube. It helped me, so I know it'll help you. All right. 11 on. All right, so Claire, running into these clairs. The first thing I'm going to talk about is clairvoyance. And clairvoyance is basically, and I got some notes just so y'all know. Clairvoyance is basically clear vision, being able to see with your mind's eye, being able to see visions and images clearly. And with this psychic ability, you're able to see certain things. You're able to tap into like past lives if you need to. You're able to tap into other people's, auric fields, or other people's memories and stuff like that through this clairvoyance ability. Clairvoyance is a psychic and mediumship ability. So with that being said, what that means is you can use this ability with humans. What the? Hey, friend. What the frick? Oh my gosh, I know, she just came out of nowhere. Alright, so you can tap into these psychic abilities. Oh, nee, stop distracting me, man. You know I love cats. Thank you, but sheesh. Alright, so you can use these. You can use this to communicate with animals too, using clairvoyance and using imagery. That you can tap into. You can send images through or pick up on images from animals. Like just a while ago, I just talked to a dog. The dog wanted food, so he appeared on my front porch, and all I saw was the treats in my head. So I was like, nah, go away. Disrespectful. Hold on. Like, all up in my clothes. I just did laundry. Like, come on, man. What you doing? Disrespectful. I guess I got a cat now, y'all. I'm proud of that. So anyway, sorry guys. Moon in Gemini. Hold on. Stop it, man. Chill. What am I talking about? I was just talking to a dog, and the dog sent the image of treats into my head, and I was like, all right, well, no, go away for a second, because I'm meditating right now. I don't want to get up and get your treats right now, okay? I'm doing my best to get these meditation on, and meditation actually helps with all the clairs. Meditation helps with strengthening all the clairs. Peace. Thank you, loves. Peace. So basically, with the clairvoyance, it helps us to see into higher realms. It helps us to see into our higher wisdom. And working on your pineal gland, clearing your pineal gland helps strengthen this ability, because what's the pineal gland? It's just basically, the third eye. The third eye is tapped into the imagination, which is the realm of seeing, the realm of imagination. So when we're able to become the visionary, we're able to see visions by practicing seeing images in our head. And a good practice for meditation, good meditation would be just sitting in a quiet space, quieting the mind, and just allowing the images to flow to you. And my experience with this gift of clairvoyance. I was meditating one time, and ladies, you might want to step your game up with these abilities because it will help you in the long run. And I'm gonna tell you why. And fellas, I was meditating one day, and I meditated for I just sat in lotus pose for 45 minutes, and just sat in silence, breathed, and allowed the images to flow into my head. When I go into meditation, and when these images start to arise, or whenever I start to tap into the realm of through my pineal gland, when I start to tap into my pineal gland, I start to see the colors indigo. I start to see indigo colors, green colors, which is also with the heart chakra. So I'm also in a state of love going into this meditation with the intentions. Indigo. Okay. Basically, it's these colors. I have a visual of these colors, okay? Like blue, green, indigo, all these things, okay? So once I start getting into that meditation, and when I start getting into meditation, I see these colors, I just allow. I'm in a state of allowance now. I'm in my beta state. I'm in my higher realm state. I'm connected to higher source, self. I'm connected to source energy and within. So I allowed the images to come into my head. And once I was in this moment, I was allowing the images to come into my head. I saw my ex-boyfriend. And then I saw this girl that, a beautiful soul, just wonderful. We haven't really spoken like that, but, me and her, we have a mutual love towards each other on the internet. When you just like people's, photos, like, I love how you are, da, 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 da. We had a mutual understanding and agreement that we just love each other because we're reflections of each other, and we had the same birthday. So I saw an image of him. Here he comes, trying to get some food. I saw an image of him, and I saw an image of her. And source, whenever I was just like, and then I started feeling something, and I'll get into the feeling. That's another a psychic ability as well. Feeling is what? Claircognizance. I'll get into that as well, how these abilities tie into each other. Look at this nigga. I'm sorry, y'all. I keep getting distracted by these animals. They heard that I be feeding them, so they be coming around like, oh, you the feeding lady, huh? You know what? I'm just Mother Nature, okay? I just love y'all. Oh, and the flies too. Did y'all just see that? Anyway, okay, getting back into the subject. I apologize. All right, so I saw my ex-boyfriend, and I saw the girl, and then I started feeling like they were together, or a source telling me something about them being together. And I'm just like, then I started questioning. I opened my eyes. I'm like, what? Nah, why would you show me that? Why would they be together? I started throwing these, excuses or whatever you want to say into it. Like, what, why this and why that? Like, nah, they wouldn't be together. Like, what do you show? Wow. Guy friend, you're not about to do that. You're not about to be telling me that you want food. Throwing my shit. Animals be doing that sometimes, y'all. I swear animals be doing that. Every time when it happened with cats too. Hold on, guys. I gotta feed this dog. It happened with cats too. Like if I try to do something with a cat that they didn't want or they didn't like, something would just fall. And I feel like it's the cat. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just like, you know what? Here you go, dog. Hold on. Gosh, he's so on the net. And here's another one, and another one, in case you get hungry again. Goodness, animals be magic, y'all. I'm trying to tell you. Anyway, okay. I cannot ignore my duties, no matter how hard I try. So anyway. So going into what I was just speaking about. So Source showed me through meditation and through the ability of imagery, I saw my ex-boyfriend and this girl. And then I started feeling like something happened between them. And then I was just like, no, whatever. I don't know what you're talking about, whatever. So I go on to, something just happened. I happened to go on Snapchat. Like, I haven't, mind you, I have not been on Snapchat for a while. So I go on Snapchat and I see messages, right? And it's happened, this message happened to be from this girl from about 2 days ago. And I'm just like, this girl messaged me, and I just came out of meditation, and I saw this girl in my meditation. What's going on? And this girl told me that one of my ex-boyfriends, she was like, oh, you guys still together? Because, you know, he's in my inbox showing me certain things and da-da-da-da-da. And I would never do that to you. I just want to let you know this and that, but he's doing this and this and that. And I'm like, huh? No, we're not together, but, we were talking. I mean, we was kind of like we were together, you know what I'm saying? We weren't like together, but I guess I gave him the leeway to do whatever he wanted to do and come over to my house and try to do whatever he wanted to do. Oh no, I'm too psychic for that. We ain't doing that shit. So, so strengthening your gifts puts you in a sense of knowing something. And when you strengthen your gifts, it will put you in a sense of through claircognizance, through claircognizance and through clairvoyance, I was able to see images of my mates at the time and a woman, and able to get clarity through what was going on, but not really so much because I wasn't so confident in my abilities. I wanted to make excuses about certain things with certain people, but we too psychic for that. So going back into these notes, because this is not about that, this is about this. So practicing visualization and setting intentions before practicing your clairvoyance helps in strengthening it. And you can get images from others, you can get images from objects, you can get images from spirits, earthbound spirits walking around, earthbound energies walking around, and you can also see words and numbers with this ability. This is what happened with me. Like one time I had my experience with, I was in the Yaradian Waka Passage, when I was in Ecuador, and I was in the tent for 7 days and 8 nights with just water. And on like around day 4 or 5, Olmec comes to me, and he talks to me about something that was going on in his life, and that was pretty awesome. But before he even said anything, I already knew. Like, I saw the number of something that he was talking about, and I said the exact number of what he was talking. He was like, "Wait, hold up. How it was calculated to that? So, but how did you know that?" And I'm just like, I don't know. Like, I don't know how I know this. I just saw the number in my head, and all of a sudden, it's what you're talking about. And then I start hearing is abundance, and I start seeing the words abundance, and the words abundance. And I didn't tell him that. But a second after that happened, he tells me, yeah, I just feel the abundance coming in. And hence, I would have told him that I see the words abundance and I'm hearing the words abundance. He would have gotten completely mind blown again after that. So it's like these abilities you can tap into these abilities through meditation, but also connected through nature. You can by cleansing your vessel, all these things that help you higher your vibration, higher your mind power, your brain skill, you tapping into your mind, because all of this is seen through your mind's eye, because everything is the mind. Remember this, everything is the mind. The more you tap into this realm, the more you tap into the realm of knowing and the realm of seeing, and before you even see with your physical eyes. So it's basically opening your eye first and seeing with your eye first. It looks like it's about to rain, bro. Okay, so with this ability, I'm able to see, or you can be able to see to the past, in the future, and other realities. So you can astral travel. Astral travel is basically time traveling too, if you really think about it. Like time traveling to the past within your energy, or within somebody else's energy. To be honest with you, I can tap into even when someone is just in my auric field, or they don't even have to be in my auric field. I can mix with sex with them, or a sexual exchange of energy, and I'm able to tap into their memory base. I'm able to tap into what they do, and some secrets they don't want no one to know. I can able to tap into that, and I'm just like, whoa, buddy, I didn't mean to do that. I just tapped into it. Okay, I did not mean to do that. And with this channeling ability, you're able to see things in other realms that no one ever can see from the physical eye, which is a beautiful thing, because you're able to, oh my gosh, when you practice this gift, when you practice visualization in your mind, you're able to strengthen wherever you can go. So I can astral travel in a moment. If you're talking to me, I can be somewhere else, literally with my mind's eye. And it's like a very powerful thing, you know what I'm saying? When you're telling me a story, I can be able to go into your memory base and tap into the imagery that you're showing me. And I'm like, oh yeah, I see what you're talking about. I see what you're saying. And it's pretty dope, y'all. I'm trying to tell you, like, it's like a movie. Like, if you want to practice this, try playing something in your mind like a movie, and it will happen. You know what I'm saying? Okay, telepathic abilities, being telepathic and using telepathy, that's like for example, the telephone. You have one person on one line and you have another person on the other line. So telekinesis and being a telepathic, having telepathic abilities and using telepathy is like two people. Now, with clairvoyance, it's like you know, with two people, and clairvoyance, you can use it with, you know, humans, and you can use it with spirit people on the other realm, on the other side of the veil, like discarnate spirits. So I'm able to, oh my gosh, another thing. But I'm gonna get into all these as I go. Basically, clairvoyance is gaining information and wisdom with the mind's eye, and you know, it's allowing these images to come to you. You can see words, you can see visions. Just start by using your mind's eye to see certain images, see certain words, see certain things. Okay, just start practicing with the visualization of the mind. Okay, boom. That's clairvoyance for you. If I figure out anything else I want to talk about with the clairvoyance, because there's a lot of experience I've had, I'll go ahead and let you guys know whenever it comes up. All right, so going into, hold on. Okay, I want to go into claircognizance right now because I'm starting to feel something right here. And clairsentience. Clairsentience is feeling, and you can feel emotionally, and you can feel with sensations. Okay, so. And so you can be able to feel like, you know, you feel objects. You can feel the energy of objects. You can feel the energies of animals. And this is how we connect. You can feel the energy of trees. You can feel everything through your emotions and through your sensations. And you can use this ability with earthbound spirits, basically discarnate souls, basically like people that's not in the physical vessel anymore, but all just roam around in their spiritual energy, because we are energy. So we can use this with people on the other side. You can start feeling them. You know, I get this, my clairsentience is off the chain, boy. Like, I'm telling you, I walk into a room and I feel stuff, man. Like, I remember this time when I was with Maria, a beautiful soul named Maria, and I went into her house. And it was just me, my sister, our ex-boyfriend, and Maria. We walked into Maria's room and up upstairs, and everybody just walks in. I'm the last person to walk into this room. All of a sudden, boom! Like, I literally did this, like with my whole body, and I'm just like looking around because it was a heaviness over my whole body, and I'm just like, what is this? I don't like this. I started feeling scared out of my mind. I started feeling the fear. I started feeling like heaviness and some type of vibration. It was so low. I left that room and I looked in the room like what's going on? This is around the time I was starting to wake up. I'm awakening, and she's like, what do you feel? I'm like, I don't know. I don't feel right being in here. Can I leave? I don't know what's going on. And she says, you know, I knew something was up with them because I let my brother and his girlfriend stay up here, and they would always fight. They always would argue, and this and that and third. And that energy was trapped in that room. So when I walked into that room with my clairsentience, I was able to feel all of that. Nah, I mean, I was able to feel all that shit. And that didn't feel right to me. I was like, get the sage, get the broom, spit on it, dust out, and man, do what you need to do because this room ain't feeling too right. So with clairsentience, you're able, is the clear feeling, being able to feel things. And this is how I'm able to, you know, tap into people's emotions. Y'all, I just love animals. That just made me feel so warm. Goodness gracious. A bird just flew right there and just stared at me, like literally right in front of me. Gosh, my heart chakra is like so open right now. Oh, goodness. Okay. So feeling, you know, we're able to feel with animals as well. So when we connect to animals, when people are able to speak to animals, they're not just using their talking because, you know, they don't know English. We're able to feel. Well, some do know English. Some animals be knowing languages, bro. Just like the bird that I talked to. But when I talked to this bird, and I'm gonna share the video again for you guys to see how me and this bird was communicating. I was speaking to the bird, but the bird was speaking another language. The bird knew Thai. I didn't know Thai language, but me and him was able to feel through the conversation. I was feeling this bird through my heart chakra, which just happened. Boom. It literally just happened. That's why I felt that. Like, wow. Oh my God, the bird was just this guys, I'm sorry if I'm gonna get emotional because this stuff is like really freaking cool, and I'm just like, I'm learning about myself, and I'm learning about everything because I'm learning about myself. And I'm able to express to you guys. So it's like me and this bird was just communicating. Fuck. And through not just sound waves, but just through feeling, emotional and sensations. I felt the sensation of everything. I felt sensations of things when I walk into that room. I felt sensations when I speak to things. And I felt through my heart chakra, my heart space, when speaking to animals. So we can use this with everything. We can use this with trees. We can use this with discarnate souls. We can use this everywhere we go. And it's basically it can cross over. Having claircognizance and having clairsentience can cross over sometimes because claircognizance is a clear knowing that you just know, like you just know, and clairsentience is feeling. So I can feel like something, I can feel this, and I can know where it comes from. You get what I'm saying? So I can feel like, you know, I walk into a house and I feel lower vibrations, and I can just know it's coming from a spirit that needs to leave, or an energy that needs to go. For those who are more scientifically into the scientific realm and the 3D realm, they were talking about energies, and not 3D, like science. We're talking about energies and whatnot. So we all know everything's energy. So even an object can hold energy onto it. That's why it's good to cleanse energies. I'm big on cleansing energies. If I'm gonna be in your home, I'm just like, I'm gonna walk in there with my sage or my intentions. Like, look, I feel I'm really sensitive. I got my Saturn and Pisces. Like I'm feeling everything. Okay, like that. I learned from Violet. That's why I'm able to feel a lot. But anyway, any hoosers. Okay, so with this ability to feel, you can feel when a psychic vampire or emotional vampire is in your space, and knowing your own. Hold up, what's going on in the comment box? You know what? I'm not gonna let that distract me. So knowing these things, like you can be with your partner or somebody you're with, can be a emotional vampire, and you'll be able to feel that by knowing your own energy and knowing your own feelings. So if you're sleeping with an emotional vampire or whatever, and you're around their lower energy and everything like that, you're able to start to feel like it's your own. You start to feel like these energies, these emotions, these feelings, this whatever it is, it's my own. And then you start to get depressed because you're like, but you gotta know it's not you all the time. Sometimes what you're feeling is not coming from you. It could be from someone that's in your auric space or your wave space. So, or you can, sometimes, happier sense, because I'm not gonna keep that on a low, I'm gonna keep it on a high note. Like, you can get around somebody that's completely in a whole nother frequency of happiness and love and vibrations, and all of a sudden you start feeling happy out of nowhere because their vibration is so happy, it's so loving, it's so light. And you start hugging them, you're like, oh my God, I feel so wonderful. So Clairsentience is basically clear feeling, and by using this ability, or strengthening this ability, is actually getting to know self, begin by yourself, knowing your energy, so you can know what energy is yours and what is not yours. And it's like you feel like what you're feeling. So basically, that's basically it on that. If I figure out any other instances that will help with this topic, I will let you guys know. But let's see, we covered clairsentience, we covered clairvoyance, and cleanse your pineal gland. All these abilities can be strengthened through cleansing your pineal gland. Okay, and oh wow, okay. All right, so I'm gonna tell you guys about a story. All right, I never went live about this story, and I feel like it's presentable for the topic. My first experience with psychedelics. Now, I don't normally do that. I'm not ever into that realm of psychedelics. I don't ever tap into. I don't really like going into that realm. Excuse me. Let me just say this. I don't like going. I'm not gonna say I don't like going into that realm, but I just don't use psychedelics as often. I don't use or at all, like mushrooms and LSD. So I took like a microdose before, and this, because I was so highly intuitive, highly tapped into consciousness, highly aware to everything, just a little microdose had me tapping into a whole lot. So it's like, what I experienced on LSD was, I was tapping into energies that I feel like was in the house. I was tapping into energies that I felt like was on the island, like super channeling, like Zoom type astral traveling feeling, using this feeling, the clairsentience of feeling certain things and also visualizing certain things. So I was tapping into possibly past lives I had in that moment as well. Like, I was tripping hard, bro. I felt like what I was seeing was like a exorcism being done. Like, it probably happened to somebody around in this area or in this house, or it's probably somewhere in my past life there was an exorcism done. And oh my God, like this is the clairvoyance. This is the clairsentience. This is actually feeling. You know what I'm saying? And yes, being energy is conscious. Yes, being energy conscious. Basically knowing how you feel and actually using these abilities, this visualization, to tap into the ability of seeing what you're feeling as well. So all these tap into each other. It ties into each other. All right, next topic. Claircognizance, clear knowing, which I just got into. It's just the knowing. I'm just going to let this speed up the process of this video. It's clear knowing. Just knowing like you know, and you don't even know where this information came from because you know it. It's like, how do you know this stuff? Like, you just tap into some wisdom and knowledge that you have no idea where it came from. You never got experience with this, or you never even seen this anywhere. You just know this is true. And how do you know? It's just basically tapping into higher self. It's basically clear consciousness is just knowing that you are tapped into all things, and knowing that you tapped into this higher source, your source energy, and it comes from here, from the soul, from the energy, because we're a part of source. We're connected to source. So when we just know, and it's like, you know what someone's going through, or what someone's gonna say or do before they do it. This happens to me basically daily, possibly like every day. Like I see, I feel, and I just know something's gonna happen. And sometimes when I'm about to do something, something stops me, like an energy stops me, and I'm just like, what? You know, and it's this energy is just myself at the end of the day. I stop myself, and I'm like, what? And they're like, no, don't do this because you're about to do this. And I'm like, and I test it out. I just use my intuition, and I just test it out. Like, okay, cool. I stopped doing it, and automatically, boom, something just happens. Like, what I just know that was gonna happen happens. So I didn't have to do what I was about to do because something else came in and did this and that and third. So I hope that makes sense. So an example. I'm gonna tap all these clairs into it. I'm gonna tie these clairs into it. There was an experience where I was sleeping. I was sleeping on the floor at my sister's house. I felt her coming. So I immediately, a second before she walks through the door, I wake up. I felt her using my, Clair feeling, Clairsentience. I felt her energy. I felt her coming to me with a question. Literally felt her coming to me with a question. So I wake up 1 second. 1 second I wake up, boom, she enters through the door, and she asks me the question. She's asking me where this certain item or this certain object is. Boom, I go into my clairvoyance. I start seeing where the object is. But before I tapped into my claircognizance of knowing what she was going to ask. Like, I knew exactly what she was going to ask. Like, I had no idea how I did it. I didn't know how I knew what she was going to ask. But I started saying exactly where she was going to ask, where it is, and I pointed her into that direction. All by laying down and having my eyes slightly open and slightly closed at the same time. She's like, how did you know this stuff? And I was like, I read your mind. Like, literally, I read her mind, or I read her energy, or I just knew. So when you start to, like, and this was around I was fasting. Around these times, I was just fasting. When I was able to tap into what Olmec was going to say, I was fasting around that time. Around this time, I was fasting. And now that I'm clear, remember, clairvoyance means clear. Clear means clear. You have to be clear, a clear vessel to tap into these things as well. You don't always have to be clear, but also just being clear with what I'm talking about, like junk food. I'm talking about clearing your vessel of all the toxins and all the things that does not connect us to source. It helps strengthen these abilities. So I was able to tap into this more powerfully when I was fasting, when I was completely clear. You know what I mean? So it was like this is a beautiful thing, guys. Just to be in that realm of knowing, very beautiful. And let's see, more notes about claircognizance. Meditation strengthens, like I told y'all. Meditation, silencing the mind, helps strengthen all these gifts, all of them. Because what is that meditation? With the intention of strengthening psychic abilities or tapping into higher source, higher self. You know what I'm saying? That when intention is everything. So once you start tapping into higher self, higher source, the higher realms, you start to tap into higher things. And you're able to tap into higher vibrational frequencies where the higher realm beings live. You know what I'm saying? And you're able to connect to them and communicate with them once you start to vibrate in higher vibrations. Start to lift your vibration, speed up your vibrational frequency, and it's a beautiful thing because it's like you're able to connect. That's how I'm able to connect to angelic realms, because when I'm vibrating high and I'm able to connect to higher source, higher frequency beings because of that. But now you're also able to tap into lower realm beings if you're vibrating low. And that's the lower self, the lower vibrations, the lower frequency thought waves, the demons. There's angels and there's demons. They're like, or whatever you want to say. There's higher thoughts and there's lower thoughts. There's higher feelings, there's lower feelings. So I'm able to tap into higher realms with higher beings because I vibrate high. And also I'm practicing these gifts, these psychic abilities, and I set the intention to do so. Makes sense? But at the end of the day, it's all you. Everything's in the mind, so everything is you, and you are everything, all right? But you're able to connect to energies in this way. Does that make sense to y'all? Hope it does. Makes sense to me. Slick. So basically, Yeah, I went through all this. Just knowing things you didn't know that you knew. And this happened to me many times. And I'm still young in my walk, but as I was waking up, this started to happen out of nowhere. I was able to hear my voice very clearly. And let me tell you this, meditation, let me tell you this, I'm not going to stress this enough. If you want to develop these skills, meditation helps. And connecting to source, connecting to the sun. The sun gives us a whole lot of codes, a whole lot of everything, energy, every single thing. Connected to nature, grounding yourself, connecting to the ground. You know what I'm saying? And connecting to the universe, knowing that you are the universe. Everything is inside of you. You have a whole universe inside of you. And then when you know these things, you start to tap into that realm. So, yes. Going into something that I skipped over, which is clairaudience. And through this ability is the clear hearing. You're able to hear thoughts. You're able to hear sounds and voices with your inner mind, but also using your own ears, but it's more mainly with your inner mind. So to develop this skill of clairaudience, you just say something in your mind right now. Say, the cat and the hat jumped over the bat. You just did that, right? You heard your own voice, right? That's how you strengthen the clairaudience, because you're able to hear your own voice tell you things, or you're able to hear other voices of other people. When you hear your own voice, when you work on self first, you're able to hear other people's voices too. So it's like, I'm able to hear thoughts, boy. You don't have to do really much. You can just come into my auric field, and I'm able to feel you out, and I can be able to hear your voice, or hear my voice in my head, but telling me what's going on with that person. So, it just happens naturally. Sometimes you don't really have to force anything. It just happens. And maybe I can hear this crystal too. This crystal is my friend. Like, this crystal be like, you know, on point with some things too. Like talk to your crystals. Crystals, you can really, because they're living. So crystals have consciousness. Everything has consciousness. Everything have energy. So if you're able to talk to a crystal, like, this can be used as a pendulum as well. Do I want to use it right now? Yeah. All right. I'm gonna show y'all some magic. Whatever. Show me yes. Show me no. Show me yes. Like, I'm not moving. I swear I'm not moving. But okay, okay, everything's vibrating, but this can actually speak. Show me yes. Show me no. So usually when I do this, the yes is circle, and the no is like swinging back and forth. Is it horizontally or vertically? Horizontal. I don't know. It's swinging back and forth. So these things can actually talk, and you can use. All right, so you can use this as a pendulum if you want. I use my crystals as pendulums. The ones in my hair as pendulums. They have a voice. They have a consciousness. They're freaking living, breathing things, and they can get charged. Okay. I hope that makes sense. Horizontal, thank you, love. I love when y'all just be coming in with the come through. So even my crystal can tell me something. Like, I will walk into a place and all of a sudden my crystals start like, and I'm just like, what's going on? And automatically I'm feeling like, okay, I know the vibration of this crystal is to balance and clear energy. So I know that this place over here needs to be cleared. That makes sense? It's just inner knowing. It's just knowing of all things that helps us connect to knowing. You know what I'm saying? Like, and clairaudience. I can actually, when I say clearing, hearing with your inner mind and also your outer ears, I can hear inside and outside. What that means is hearing inside and outside means, like, I'm able to hear your inner voice or my inner voice because we're connected. So it's basically me. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking to myself. Or I'm able to hear things that you're not telling me through the words that you're saying. So I'm able to hear, like, I know that one time I was on a phone talking to Master Teacher Nature Boy, and he said something about he will get people into a state of mind of hearing certain things, but also hearing a different thing. So he said, you just told me to go to the tropics, and a person be like, no, I just told you to go to the grocery store and get you something this, but you'll be hearing something completely different. You'll be hearing clarity through somebody's conversation. You'll be hearing something through that conversation. So basically I'm able to do that as well. Like with certain conversations, you're able to hear certain things that's relevant to your life or somebody else's life just by listening to the conversation, but it has nothing to do with what that person is saying. So you just tapped into another dimension of listening. Does that make sense? When you're multidimensional, which we're multidimensional beings here, when you're able to tap into multidimensions, you're able to hear and feel and see and taste and touch things on multiple dimensions. So you're telling me how you really are, but not telling me what you really are. You're telling me certain things without you saying it to me. So that's clairaudience, tapping into the other realm of hearing. And let's see. You can strengthen this gift by meditation, by speaking to yourself in meditation, speaking to yourself in your mind, and hearing words in your mind. Like oh my gosh, this is how I'm able to connect to source energy. I'm able to connect to trees and nature because I'm hearing thoughts. I'm hearing my higher self talk to me, and through the trees, the trees talking to me through my higher self, through the higher realm of hearing. And let's see, experience. All right, this is how. But sometimes you can block off these abilities. And let me tell you how I know this, because growing up with these abilities and skills, I was afraid because I didn't know what was going on. Other people wasn't going through what I was going through. So, and also I was scared because I couldn't understand it myself. The only reason how fear comes in is when you don't understand something. So when you don't understand, that's when you start to get fearful. And remember, love is understanding. So I was afraid of my abilities. And the reason why there was a block, I blocked it off for like some time because of this experience right here I'm about to tell you guys. One time, just a normal day, just washing dishes. I was washing freaking dishes in my apartment home, and I was with my sister. You know, we was living in our apartment in Georgia. And all of a sudden I start to have this sensation. So I'm tapping into my Clairsentience. Remember, because Clairsentience is vibrations, and emotional, feeling things with emotions and sensations. So I start feeling this whole sensation fall over me. I'm just like, what is that feeling? What is that feeling? Whenever you tap into your Clairsentience, you're like, what is this feeling? And all of a sudden, oh my gosh, y'all, our hair is help me, help me. And I was like, whoa. I ran to my sister because I'm like, what is that? And the TV was on, but it wasn't the TV. It wasn't nothing but something else. I was tapping into something else around. And this is the time I was awakening, so I didn't know what was going on. So I was just like, yo, like, who is calling out for help? And it was a woman's voice. It wasn't my voice. And it sounded like echoed. And it was a woman's voice. And I was just like, what is this? So, oh my gosh. So I completely blocked myself off from like hearing ever again from that. But now I'm able to hear because I opened up the door to hear things again, because you only fear things you don't understand. And I want to be able to understand my gifts. I want to be able to understand these things. Why did I hear that? It was something, possibly a discarnate soul I was tapping into that was calling out for help, or somebody telepathically sending a message, possibly in my coven, if you want to call it like that, or my tribe, or somebody who actually needed the help but didn't know. I was tapping into a frequency. Like, say you're on a radio and you're just turning, you're tuning. That's what happened. Like, I was able to tap into a frequency, and they tapped into my frequency. So they sent that message to me telepathically, and I was able to pick that up. But me being in so young in my walk, I didn't know what the frig was going on. So I instantly feared it and blocked it. Now, this stuff is, oh my God, I feel like I want to cry right now, because now that I know about these things, it's like I could have helped. Like, and if I guess, like, me being in my life path, like me wanting to help and feeling that I have a need to help makes me emotional right now. But now that I'm learning about myself, I could have helped that person, but in that moment I had to learn what I have to learn. Now I'm able to help, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm not understanding these things more and more. But I didn't know what that was. So, oh my gosh. So that's clairaudience. You're able to tap into, like, these realms of spiritual hearing, basically. And you can strengthen clairaudience with higher realm beings through raising up your vibration. So you're able to hear higher realm beings by raising up your vibration. And another experience I had with clairaudience is this is the time I was on my Daniel fast, and someone told me to call my friend, using my feeling to call my friend. And I was talking to him, and all of a sudden I started feeling the sensations. It's happening to my clairsentience. Yeah, clairsentience. Feeling the sensations. Then I started seeing the indigo. I started seeing I was seeing indigo with my eyes closed, but I wasn't meditating. Now, like, when you practice meditation every day, sometimes it takes lesser time for you to tap into the realm of allowing the information to come to you, or that state where I need to get more research on this, and so I can know exactly what I'm talking about with the names. But I can only say from experience, like beta state, I don't know, whatever state you're in, where you're in that in between, and you're able to feel and tap into another frequency of things. So I was able to do that just by closing my eyes and allowing, and 10 seconds later I was in that indigo state. I was in that indigo, and because I am a crystal child, born from an indigo child. She don't know she's an indigo child yet, but she needs to know. Awaken, mom. I'm playing. I'm able to, like, see these colors and tap into these colors, being a crystal child. And so instantly I was able to tap into that, and I was able to hear what the higher realm beings wanted me, or whoever was talking to me, the higher realm beings, his spirit guides or whatever, was contacting me to tell him the energies that was protecting him, or him himself, his higher self, whatever, how you want to say, think about it, because remember, we're all one at the end of the day. So it could have been his higher self contacting me to tell him, get his life together. Ashe. Getting his basically get his, like, to help him to see certain things and feel certain things. So I was just there as that vessel that tapped into my higher self by talking to his higher self, or his the higher realm beings, because I felt multiple. It wasn't just one. I felt multiple beings. So it was angels contacting me, like saying, oh, this is what's going on, and he needs help with this and this and that and third, just by meditating and having the intention to tap into something higher than myself. That's ascension. Okay? So another experience that I had clairaudience, because this was now when I was a child, and I was around a lower state of being. I was around lower energies. I was living in a basement with my mother, and I feel like it was probably around, like, energies of stress and everything was in that household. So when I was a child, I was in this dream. When I was a child, I was in this dream. And I guess when I was a child, I was astral traveling like crazy. Like, dreams I've had of a child, I've seen like myself being here in Thailand when I was a child, and I was able to feel that knowing that I've been here before by my inner knowing, through my inner feeling, through Clairsentience and through Claircognizance. So okay, getting back to this dream, I entered into this dream where there was like, I was in a circus or something, and it was like clowns. There was clowns and stuff around and everything like that, and it was kind of scary. So, when I woke up, I wasn't really woken up. I was in when I woke up, I was my body couldn't move. So I was loose, like I was in this state of like, I believe it's not lucid dreaming. It's like when you're awake and you can see everything around you, but you're actually, so okay, my astral body was right here, and I wasn't completely in my physical body yet. So my astral body was like right here, and I'm like right here on my bed, and I'm looking around, and I wasn't able to move because I wasn't completely in my physical body yet. So once I did that, once that was happening, all I heard was this scary, and I was looking around. I was in my basement. I saw that. I was looking around, and all I heard was scream, scream, scream. And then after that, I just completely got up and I started screaming like, ah! Ah! Shit was scaring me out of my mind, completely blocked me from ever experiencing something. Like, I was just like, whoa, like that shit was scary stuff. Like I was wandering around in a dream state in the astral realm in some other unknown place I did not know about, and I woke up to a voice now telling me to scream. That shit scared the frig out of me. I was like, heck no, gotta go. So those kind of things, will, when you don't understand them, would block you from, if you're really scared and in a fearful state, remember, fear blocks and love allows. So I was blocked from that, because from that experience. Remember, these things, when you're tapping into these realms or tapping into these things, it's not always gonna be peachy keen and, oh, I know about myself more. You're gonna tap into some scary stuff if you don't know who you truly are, or you're gonna tap into some energies that you gotta release, or tap into some energies that shouldn't even be in your wave space. So remember to have like psychic protection when you're doing these things. Remember to practice, protecting yourself while doing these things, going into other realms, going to other places and stuff. And know that you are protected. Know that you are guided or whatever like that. Remember visualizing, using your visualization abilities to imagine like a barrier around yourself, you know what I mean? Knowing that you're good no matter what, you know what I mean? So I'm good no matter what. I got my protection on, everything, all right? So with that being said, Clairaudience is basically hearing with your spiritual mind. Whoa! Hearing, I can hear people's thoughts, and you have to gain control. When you tap into Clairaudience, gain control of your mind, okay? Have discernment of what is your thoughts and what was other people's thoughts, so you can tap into it more, help people more. And that's about it with Clairaudience. Excuse me. Release. Ooh, okay. All right, so I'm gonna wrap this video up more, because like I'm feeling like I gotta go pee, and y'all know whenever I feel like I gotta go pee, it's about that time. So I went through clairvoyance, which is clear vision, audience, which is clear hearing, clairsentience, which is clear feeling. What kind of audience? What? Clairaudience, meaning clear hearing. Audi, the hear. You're tapping into hearing. That's the root word of audience. Claircognizance is knowing, just knowing like you know, just clear knowing. And there's two more that I didn't even know existed, and I one day just experienced it. I'm just like, yo, those kind of things exist, and I looked it up, and it actually does. So this is pretty cool. Once you start to get to know yourself, just know that you don't always have to look into a book. Like the universe and yourself is going to show you yourself, tap you into your abilities once you start to get to know self. So, which is, I'm going to this. Clairgustance, which is clair tasting, psychically being able to taste something. Sometimes I just be, just doing my daily duties, and I just started tasting something, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna have this today, huh? It's like seeing into the future through your taste buds. That's how I feel. And or actually able to taste something before physically tasting it. So you're tapping into the ethereal realm with tasting something, or the spiritual realm with tasting something before, and knowing how it tastes before you actually taste it. Get me? Got me? Good. Not getting too much into those things because I don't really have that much experience. I'm just telling you what I do have experience in. But I do have much experience, but it's not much to talk about. You're just basically tasting, basically knowing how something tastes before you taste it, or knowing, like, seeing into future and what you're about to taste, like, or without even knowing, well, physically knowing. Like, you can taste something in your mouth, and later you go to a barbecue and they have the same thing there, and it has the same taste, type shit, right? Okay. So, and then last but not least, Clair smelling. Clairaudience, I believe that's aliens. Clairalience is basically smelling. It's basically I use this ability when I use this ability to know who I'm about to meet in that day, and who I'm about to see, and what I'm about to do. So I'm about to pee. I gotta pee. So I feel like it's about to be done. And over with. Clair smelling, like if I smell somebody's cologne, this is what happens to me all the time. I smell somebody's cologne, or I smell their natural scent. Whatever scent that I smell, I know I'm about to run into that, or it's going to show up in my future, or something's happening with that person, or they're contacting me in some type of way or something. I'm able to use these abilities in different dimensions, all the 5 senses, which are your 5 gates, by the way. Use all the 5 gates in other dimensions for psychic abilities, for mediumship abilities. And mediumship is tapping into with souls that's not here, and then psychic abilities, psychicness is tapping into energies that are in the human body. So like scary movies. They say, I don't really watch scary movies. I don't like scary movies at all. But I'm going to tell you an example I'm talking about. Like, you know that you're around a bad energy when it starts smelling like shit. Starts smelling like nasty, oh, goodness gracious, nasty crap. Like, literally nasty crap. Like, out of nowhere. So I'm able to know when an energy or a lower entity was around, when I would start to smell like this fishy type of trashy smell, boy. And that's tapping into the higher realms. I mean, not higher realms. It's tapping into other realms. I was the lower realm. I had to correct that, I know. And able to smell, when I'm able to smell something sweet, or sometimes when you're able to smelling something like what your grandma made when she was alive, or what your grandpa made when he was alive, you know that that person's around, sending you smells, sending you that energy is around, sending you communication through the smelling. Makes sense? So I'm able to tap into the past, present, and future through smells. I'm able to tap into other beings and energies with smells, and just with all these senses. So with that being said, that is all the Clairs in a nutshell. That is all the experiences I have. Not all of them, but some of them. I hope this helps you in developing your psychic abilities, or not even psychic abilities, the abilities that you have, and you just forgot how to use them, or you didn't just know what it was. Yeah, that's basically it, y'all. Thank you for chiming on. Share this video if it resonates with you. Is there anything else I want to say? Yeah, I just heard myself say no. That's basically it. You got it in a nutshell. All right, y'all. I love you. Peace and love, light to y'all. Thank y'all for chiming on. Thank you for staying with me for so long on this video. Share this video. Like my pages, Gypsy Lotus Tarot, G Lotus Tarot, G Lotus Artistry. Follow me on Instagram, natiti.the.gypsy. And follow my YouTube, Gypsy Lotus. I love you. I love you. I love you. Peace and light to you. All praises due to the Most High, creator of all things, because the creator of all things lives inside of you. I love you. I love you. I love you, my reflections. Peace, love, and light.